Hey there, remember me? I know it's been a long time. It's been about 4 months since I last vlogged. So I just want to do this vlog just to let you know what's been going on in my life and to give you some lessons I learned about pastoring in a pandemic. Lesson number one, be faithful even when you're fearful. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go down memory lane and go back to when you first heard about COVID-19. You probably didn't even know what COVID-19 was. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't take it as serious as maybe I should have. Matter of fact, none of us have taken it as serious as we should have because we just didn't know what to expect. I know one thing for sure, I did not expect this pandemic to go on as long as it has. Some of you watching right now, you've lost some loved ones, some family, and some friends. And some of you, because of your location, you weren't directly impacted with the ramifications of COVID-19, but if you lived in my state, or a state that was under heavy restrictions, it was not only an inconvenience, but yet it put us in a place where we could become fearful. But we have to be reminded to be faithful even when we feel fearful. Now I know what I'm supposed to say, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. But what happens when you're following God and you're still fearful? This is what I discovered. Don't focus on the fear, focus on being faithful. Because when you're faithful, God will take away your fears. See, the reason we become fearful is because of the unknown. And that's why we became fearful of this virus, is because we didn't know the impact of this virus. Or maybe you became fearful of your job because people were getting let go. Maybe you became fearful of your ministry because you had to close the doors of your church. But we have to remember in those times of fear to be faithful, because when we're faithful, He takes away those fears. So we went over a year without meeting for Sunday worship, and then we went back to church, and what do you know? The cases in Michigan increased to an all-time high. See, it's one thing to see it on the news, but it's another thing to see people who you intimately know come down with COVID. And so after meeting 3 weeks, we had to make a decision after going back over a year to close the doors of our church again. Well, let me be clear. We never closed our church. We just closed the building. But we have to remind ourselves, come on somebody, to be faithful even when we feel fearful. Let's go to the second lesson. All right, are you ready for lesson number 2? Be patient with people. I don't know about you, but this is the year that everybody was getting on my nerves besides me. It wasn't just COVID-19, it was race relations, injustice, it was politics, and oftentimes we become impatient with people who disagree with us. But we have to be reminded to be patient with people because God is always patient with us. Matter of fact, love is 2 things. Love is patient and love is kind. So you can be right, but not loving. This is what I discovered when dealing with people. The goal is not to be right. The goal is to be loving. So when you're online going back and forth with people, are you patient? On your job, when the coworker in the cubicle next to you gets on your nerves, are you patient? When people let you down, and they will, are you patient? Let me just put it out there. I failed this test many of times, and I will continue to fail this test, but we have to be patient with people. Hey, there's gonna be some people who say, I'm not ready to come back to church, but then you're gonna look online and you're gonna see them taking selfies on a Disney cruise at the buffet. But remember, be patient with people. Newsflash, everybody doesn't have to think like you. Everybody doesn't have to vote like you. And don't assume people are just like you. You got the vaccine, right? You better not get that vaccine. Be patient.
Amen.
With people. Lesson number 3, be slow in this season. I get it. You felt like you lost a year and you want to speed up because you felt that you missed out on last season. But be slow in this season. God is never in a rush. So here's the question that I have for you. Would you rather have steak out of the microwave, or would you rather have that succulent, sirloin steak, roast under the crock pot. Now here's the thing, if you put steak or any type of food in the microwave, you're gonna get it quicker. And yes, putting food in the slow cooker, it's gonna take longer. But this is what I'm learning, quicker is not always better. I mean, I get it. When I order food from, let's say, McDonald's, and they tell me, sir, I need you to pull ahead because your order is not ready, I think to myself, why am I even here? And then I have to go back to the second lesson, be patient with people. My phone is ringing. I'm becoming impatient right now. Who is this? Oh, they can wait. They got to learn to be patient. So what about you? What have you learned during this pandemic? I've learned to be faithful even when I feel fearful. Did y'all hear that? I've also learned to be patient. Lord help me, with people. And I've learned to be slow in this season. Until next time, the legacy continues. All right, let me go back to the camera. That was an epic fail.